Master Cheng Yen comes up with a special idea allowing people to feel young again. A senior and her grandchildren pledge to give back to society after receiving Tzu Chi's help in their time of need. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Margaret Lin. Thank you for joining us. While Master Cheng Yen was on her island-wide trip in Taiwan, she proposed the idea of a bank of age and wisdom, allowing people to deduct 50 years of their age, so they now believe they are young again and full of energy to serve others.
21岁呢，我今年14岁，哇，更有朝气。
扣掉50岁啊，28，
变22。
The senior volunteers with gray hair are smiling with joy because Master Cheng Yen said that she opened a special bank for everyone.
咱即马呢，来设立一个寿量银行，咱吼人啦，拢甲前的50岁吼，该寄个寿量银行。
To give of himself, Hu Zhaofu and his wife do recycling together.
I saved 50 years of my age in the bank, so I'm 31 now. The more I work, the healthier I've become.
If I did not come, I would feel weird. I want to come and do recycling.
The seniors dedicate themselves to do recycling, and some of them come here every day.
The master has told us to change our mindset and do not consider ourselves old. When people do not do anything because they think they are old, that's quite a waste.
Having been volunteering with Tzu Chi for 30 years, Zhu Yide and his wife are often seen at the hospital, giving everyone positive energy. After serving the public for their entire lives, they still do not retire because they're customers of the Bank of Age and Wisdom.
Everyone is really happy. We keep asking each other about our ages. Everyone has become younger. This shows the wisdom of the master. She has made her disciples feel young. We no longer consider ourselves old.
寿量银行里面期待大家存的是无量的智慧。
We hope people will save their boundless wisdom in the bank of age and wisdom. They are not saving numbers, but their wisdom.
在那里面的一个延伸。
At the waiting area of the hospital, 85-year-old He Jiaona comforts the patients with her warm greetings and care.
I hope she can open up a bit. If someone talks with her, she would not feel so lonely sitting there.
As these seniors serve the public with their love and wisdom, they've shown that aging is not a social problem. As the seniors dedicate themselves to public service, they've also inspired the public.
Amongst the people who benefit from the idea of the Bank of Age and Wisdom is Tzu Chi volunteer Wei Shenfu. He is a centenarian and he does recycling to stay healthy. Although he was once in distress after his son died of cancer more than 10 years ago, he was inspired by the Dhamma family's continuous care and encouragement that he restarted his recycling mission.
At 7 o'clock in the morning, I may go to the Ren'ai Elementary School to volunteer as a traffic guard. At 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, when the companies phone me, I may go take the recyclables. Everybody there is like my friend. Once they have recycled resources, they may call on us to take them. We have no excuse not to take them if they phone me. My son passed away more than a decade ago. At the beginning, I felt very sad, but later, I gradually forgot about my worries after I started to do recycling. My wife told me that there were pieces of paper outside, and she asked me to pick them up to be given to Tzu Chi for recycling. At that time, I felt ashamed because people might have a peculiar look at me.
The neighbors heard the gossip and said as I used to be the shop owner's wife, but now my work is to pick up trash. At the moment, we said something impolite as we hadn't yet learned more about Dharma teachings. I said something wrong as I thought I was offended. The master often says that we should start from small acts, otherwise we will never succeed in a great event. Our leader has done a good job, so we should learn from him.
I feel moved by his doing recycling every day. He always takes the lead to do recycling before anyone starts to do the work. He never complains, and he is always the last person who calls it a day. After getting sweaty, he looks relaxed, as if he doesn't easily feel painful in his body.
过年的时候有几句吉祥话、祝福话，我来。
The master says that once we do more, we will receive blessings. I'm now 100 years old. After I save 50 years of age in the bank, there's still 50 years of age left. Since I am still young, if I don't continue to do this work, it will be a pity if I pass away without contributing my efforts.
Many children might suffer from pseudomyopia as muscles in their eyes may be unable to relax, resulting in vision problems. Typically, eye drops can help, with the evening being the most suitable time for applying such medication. And to apply the drops, one should raise the chin higher than the forehead to allow the eye drops to be most effective.
不要再玩了，赶快过来点药水。
Children need to give their eyes a break to allow the ciliary muscles in the eyes to relax and avoid being overworked.
The lens is in this position, and in fact there is fiber around it 360 degrees.
The contraction of the ciliary muscle helps the eye adjust the lens to see far away or close up. Losing the ability to do this can cause adolescents to experience pseudomyopia. Doctors usually use cycloplegic drugs in the form of eye drops to correct this problem.
The chin should be higher than the forehead, and one should allow eye drops to flow onto the top eyelids and pull, sort of like a kangaroo carrying a baby.
The best time to take eye drops is in the evening at 5 or 6. This is when there are the fewest tears, meaning there is less chance for the medicine to flow out.
Many parents feel that they add eye drops 360 days a year and take a rest for 3 days, but this isn't good. If a student loses 50 degrees in vision from the first grade all the way to the senior year in high school, their vision could be off by 600 degrees.
During winter vacation, parents may forget to give their children medicine or may not properly grasp these tips and may not have the opportunity to prevent eyesight deterioration. When using 3C products, one should maintain the right distance and also limit exposure, as well as take medicine to prevent the situation from getting worse.
According to a survey, 25% of junior high school students have dating experience, while the proportion of high school students is even higher, almost reaching 50%. While Taiwan's education only emphasizes academic courses and intellectual pursuits, there is little attention paid to emotions. As a result, young people often do not know how to deal with their problems.
我喜欢你，早就知道了。
This 2011 film, released in Taiwan, tells the story of a young boy on a high school campus and earned an incredible $14 million and was later remade by a Japanese director. This film conjures up warm feelings about a person's first love.
那你有谈过恋爱吗？
我有，7年级，是16吧？16岁，好像16。
第一次就是爱情上的喜欢，你记得是几岁吗？
小6吧。
There doesn't seem to have a standard age that is suitable for seeking love, but there's a saying that one cannot stop love when it comes. According to a survey commissioned by the Ministry of Education and carried out by National Jinan University in 2015, 25% of junior high school students have dating experience, while the proportion of high school students is even higher, reaching almost half. Furthermore, the age of their first love is 12.6 years on average.
If I like a person and then I'm with her, then I would think that it would be my first love.
There is a gradual expansion of life education in junior high school. You can deal with deeper issues, and then you can deepen and tackle deeper issues in high school. And then in university, you should be fully open to discuss and deal with everything.
如何分辨恐怖情人是重要的。
This life education class is compulsory for 3 years of high school. The topic of discussion today is problems with romantic relationships.
他每一天打电话给你，算不算控制欲？掌握你的行踪，刚开始会怎样？为什么？因为刚开始刚交往啊。哎，你有经验。
Our world is full of love, and we need to learn how to love and how to be loved, as this is a very important issue.
According to the 2010 high school curriculum, life education has become compulsory course with content including education about love. Teachers need to complete 36 credits in life education to obtain such teaching qualifications. However, there are currently 506 high schools, junior highs, and vocational schools in the country, with only 616 certified life educators in 2016. This means that there are just 1.2 qualified teachers per school.
For example, I went to the NTNU affiliated high school to teach, as many schools work together to jointly hire one teacher. Schools can make a plan to hire such teachers, but they first have to believe that these types of courses are very important.
Requests will go through the high school and vocational education center to ask for C teachers and to provide counseling and supervision.
As for the junior and elementary school students, education about love is basically mixed in with other courses, such as health education, home economics, and even math. However, how much the effect does this approach actually have? From the perspective of neurological science, from 10 to 25 years old, the emotional system is quite strong and rationality can be weak, potentially leading to ups and downs and mood swings. This further explains the need for education about emotion and love.
Adolescents can experience more troubles and be prone to emotional instability, such as irritability, anxiety, and less control.
So if you encounter romantic problems, emotional trouble, or other issues, the Wenzhou Ursuline University encourages students to bravely face their problems. They hold a special exhibition inviting people to write cards, with some using photos to express their story to help them calm their moods.
We don't do it in the classroom, we're just doing it as a part of a competition or an extracurricular activity.
Special events such as these small games are part of education about emotions and help everyone develop the correct concept about relationships.
How old am I? 16 years old. I think it is okay to fall in love after the 3rd year of high school.
Our previous education during our generation is not the same as the current generation because they have a lot of experience, and love or romance is the only thing they care about that they don't want to lose.
Emotional education needs to be taken seriously, and there is a consensus among teachers at the front line that the occurrence of emotional problems on campus means there's a need for counseling systems to prevent this occurrence. Many believe there's more to education than just academics, and as a more holistic education is needed to produce more mature adults.
As the Tzu Chi year-end banquet held in the Taoyuan Jinsi Hall, 75-year-old Yu shared a touching story of her life experience. During the most difficult time in her life, Tzu Chi volunteers stepped in to provide assistance. Now she has not only overcome difficulties in her life, but she has also pledged to give the love she has received back to society.
The Dragon and Lion Dance brings a festive vibe of Lunar New Year on the year-end distribution banquet in Taoyuan. There are 40 tables and 700 volunteers serving 298 care recipients with hot pot to warm them up. Among a series of program volunteers delicately planned, this testimony sharing is the most touching of the day.
I've been taking care of my oldest son for more than 10 years, and I can't do it alone without Tzu Chi's help.
Her oldest son became a PVS patient due to an accident 14 years ago, and her daughter-in-law left 4 grandchildren to her and has never returned. Grandma Yu needs to shoulder the burden to take care of her son and grandchildren alone.
She's exhausted to take care of her son for so long. Her eyesight are not so clear now, and she has undergone spine surgery, so her body can no longer take as much pressure.
Fortunately, her younger son and daughter helped her to share the responsibility to educate their nephews and nieces, so she won't need to shoulder the heavy burden by herself. Now the 4 grandchildren all have learned to give back.
When I have ability in the future, I will give back to the society, just like in the past when we met you all and have been helped tremendously.
His mother did not want them when they were little, and now they've all grown up. That makes me very happy.
Before the Lunar New Year, volunteers visited Grandma Ayu's family again, and coincidentally, that both her son and daughter have returned home. Everyone had captured a beautiful picture in front of her house.
In our next report, we meet a Tzu Chi care recipient who lost his vision when he was more than 50 years old. He then isolated himself and used up his savings. Fortunately, someone referred his case to Social Welfare Bureau, which arranged for him to undergo massage lessons. In addition, Tzu Chi has provided him with monetary aid and care. Now that he has found a job as a masseur, he is even making donations to help other people in need.
I go to the market often to listen to people talk. Otherwise, I'd have frivolous thoughts sitting at home. I could not see with my eyes. I went to the doctor, who told me my nerves have been damaged.
Mr. Chen could not accept the fact that he would become blind when he was more than 50 years old.
I would bump into things as I walk.
He isolated himself more than 2 years and used up his savings. Then he met a pharmacy owner who referred his case to Social Welfare Bureau. The Bureau found a teacher to teach him to walk and massage. During this learning period, Tzu Chi volunteers provided him with monetary aid and care.
I'm grateful to Tzu Chi for helping me when I was having difficulties.
Now Mr. Chen has obtained a license as a masseur and found a job. After his life stabilized, he started to make donations to help other less fortunate people. He's paying the love forward, spreading compassion to more corners of society.
Keelung Tzu Chi volunteers hosted a year-end banquet, which included 46 tables for care recipients. Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital's medical team also hosted a free clinic and gave performances, allowing these care recipients to have a wonderful time.
46 tables are at this hot pot banquet with Keelung Jinsi Hall's kitchen becoming very busy before sunrise. Volunteers have been busy preparing a day in advance, and every dish is deliberately designed for care recipients.
We prepared rice porridge because today the weather is quite cold. We also added some sweet rice dumplings to symbolize fulfillments in the new year. We hope they can all feel quite warm.
Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital's medical team also participated in this big day to reunite with care recipients once a year, as they host many different free clinics on the side.
We hope to bring our love to our friends and some patience, and we are also here to learn.
Maybe they don't have money or time, so their health conditions are not well in general. We hope that through this free clinic, they can get some medical care, and this is something that really warms them and helps them.
There is also a free haircut area, and many young hairstylists have joined.
I like to see their smiles, which makes me feel happy and satisfied. These smiles of theirs cheer up my day also.
Among all the performances, the most eye-catching one is care recipient Mr. Lin's indigenous dance. He used to be addicted to alcohol and ran away from military service and living in a poor condition because of life's hardships. It's the companionship of volunteers that put him back on his feet.
Raising 5 children is really hard, but I will definitely continue to hold this family together. I won't take Tzu Chi brothers and sisters' love for this family for granted. If I became successful, I will give back to society.
Now Mr. Lin has found a stable job to deliver gas, and he will bring his daughter and son to help at the recycling station when he has time. The love from volunteers brings Mr. Lin's family hope.
A year-end banquet along with the Thanksgiving event was held at the Tzu Chi Fuxing recycling station in Zhanghua. Recycling volunteers and their families have been invited to enjoy the festive event. At the occasion, volunteers presented Buddhist stories through dramas and shared their experience of voluntary works, allowing everyone to understand that giving is not the privilege of the rich. Begging anywhere and living in inferior living conditions without dignity. However, people who live such a life also have a chance to make a change. The Buddhist story indicates that giving is not the privilege of the rich. Volunteers present Buddhist stories through dramas to inspire everyone's compassion. They also share the happiness of donating stem cells.
I want to deliver this blessing to people who are suffering.
The Fuxing recycling station has invited recycling volunteers and their family to attend the year-end banquet along with the Thanksgiving event. Cheng Yen has invited her neighbor to come to the event.
Today I brought my friend to come here. She feels very happy to see the lively atmosphere of the event. She says in the future she'll come here every Sunday to do recycling just like me.
Doing recycling to safeguard Mother Earth is also an act of giving. Doing good deeds allows people to feel happiness from the bottom of their hearts. Reverend Andrew John has had a lifelong love of photography, and though he doesn't use professional equipment, he still makes wonderful pictures of flowers and birds. However, over the years, he discovered the environment is changing. He recently hosted a photography exhibition to urge everyone to value their ecology.
Soaring high in the blue sky, this egret's mouth is open, as it is singing potentially a song of praise for the earth. Reverend John captured this moment through his lens for all of eternity, sharing this moment with everyone.
There are different abundance in life, and this let us feel the vitality of nature, and it is quite moving and inspires love.
God gave us Taiwan, which is such a beautiful place that we must be good and cherish it and preserve the beauty of Taiwan.
This guided tour of the bookshop allows everyone to get a unique perspective of the photos of Reverend John. He uses different angles to see these ordinary scenes and hopes the environment can be preserved.
I saw someone ride a motorcycle over there to discard kitchen waste, and they began to eat this and did not like to eat their original food, as this is really damaging the environment.
Without advanced equipment or any particular professional skills, Reverend John has been carefully recording these beautiful moments in nature. He hopes that his work can urge everyone to continue valuing the local ecology and preserving natural beauty.
To welcome in the Year of the Dog, the Continuing Education Center of the Kuala Lumpur Jinshiho in Malaysia organized a clay workshop for children and their parents. We will leave you with these images. Goodbye.